I'm Mark Matsumoto and welcome to my Tokyo kitchen. Today I want to show you how to make a ridiculously simple Japanese shrimp pasta with a briny nori cream sauce. And it only takes about 15 minutes to put together, so stick around. If you've ever made sushi at home, you've probably ended up with a few sheets of nori left over that ends up going stale. Here in Japan, some genius figured out that you can dissolve leftover sheets of nori in cream to make a briny pasta sauce that's brimming with umami. In my version, I saute some shrimp and garlic to turn it into a Japanese shrimp pasta, and the combination goes beautifully with the rich and creamy sauce. Sound good? Let's take a look at our ingredients. For the sauce, I've got 200 grams of cleaned and deveined shrimp, 1 large clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 8 grams or about 4 half sheets of nori, and 3/4 cup of cream. For the pasta, I'm using 200 grams of 11-minute spaghetti, 1 tablespoon of salt for the pasta water, and 25 grams of watercress. To give the shrimp a firm, springy texture, I like to brine them in baking soda and salt, and you can check out my sweet and spicy shrimp recipe for that technique. For the garlic, I'm gonna mince it up by cutting slits into the clove from the tip towards the root end. Then I rotate it 90 degrees and cut slits in it from the tip to the root end again, which will make sticks of garlic that are attached by the root. Then I turn the garlic 90 degrees on the other axis and mince it up. If you end up with any bigger pieces, you can always go back over it like this. Okay, let's get this into a bowl with our clean shrimp, and then I'm gonna add the soy sauce and mix it all together to marinate the shrimp. For the watercress, I'm gonna chop up the stems and some of the leaves, but I'm gonna save the tips of the leaves to use as a garnish for our shrimp pasta. As for the nori, you can see it's gone a little stale, but it still smells good and it's a nice shade of greenish black. To prepare it, I just tear it up into small pieces. When nori gets old, it tends to turn brown or reddish, and it starts to smell bad, so you'll want to avoid anything like that. Okay, our prep's done, so let's start with the pasta. I've got 6 cups of water at a full boil here, and I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt. The salt helps season the pasta, and we're gonna use some of the boiling liquid, so this ratio is super important. Now I'm gonna add the spaghetti and get it submerged as quickly as possible. This spaghetti takes 11 minutes to fully cook, but the time will depend on the thickness of your pasta, so check the package and subtract 2 minutes from the suggested cooking time. I'm gonna boil this one for 9 minutes. Over on the other burner, I've got a frying pan preheating over medium heat, and I'm gonna add the olive oil as well as the marinated shrimp. Spread the shrimp out into a single layer so they cook through evenly. When they start to turn orange around the edges, flip them over. Then I'm gonna let these fry until the shrimp are mostly cooked through. For these 26-30 shrimp, this will take another 30 seconds or so. Okay, these are looking good, so let's get them out of the pan and into a bowl. Now I'm gonna add the nori, and then I'm gonna add a half cup of the boiling liquid from the pasta to the pan, and I'm gonna mix this up until the nori is fully dissolved. If your pasta still has a bit of time left, you can cut the heat on the nori sauce and wait until you have a minute or 2 left on the timer. While we wait for the pasta to cook, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for supporting my channel by watching and liking my videos. If you've learned something new from this recipe and you want to do something more, head over to marksrecipes.com where you can subscribe to my secret stash of easy original recipes. Alright, let's get back to our pasta. Okay, there's 1 minute left on the timer and I've brought my nori sauce back to a boil, and I'm gonna add the cream and turn up the heat to high so the cream comes to a full boil. Then I'm gonna transfer the spaghetti straight from the pot to the pan with the cream sauce, and we're gonna finish cooking the pasta in the sauce. Keep stirring the pasta around to release any starches into the sauce. This should be nice and saucy like this, so if the pasta starts sticking together, just add a bit more of the pasta water. When the spaghetti is cooked to your liking, add the chopped watercress and return the shrimp to the pan. Then I'm just gonna give this a few tosses to work the shrimp in. And our Japanese shrimp pasta is ready to serve. Like any pasta, we want to get this to the table as quickly as possible, so I'm not going to be too fussy with the plating. Just be sure you get a good balance of pasta and shrimp on there. Finish it off by garnishing the creamy spaghetti with a few sprigs of watercress, and our Japanese shrimp pasta is ready to eat. This smells like a really good oceanside restaurant, so let's try it out. Itadakimasu. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and scoop up a little of this pasta and twirl it up. It's creamy, briny, and garlicky, and it smells like a clean ocean breeze. And I know that nori isn't super pretty looking, but it adds this wonderful aroma and tons of umami to this cream sauce. And that watercress isn't just for color. It's got a nice peppery flavor, and it kicks a bit like wasabi. All right, let's try out one of these shrimp. It's sweet and garlicky, and it's got a nice springy texture thanks to that baking soda brine we soaked it in. If you want more information about that, I've got the technique in my chili shrimp video, so go check that one out. This Japanese shrimp pasta is super tasty, and it's got an insanely good effort to taste ratio, so I hope you'll give it a try. Last bite. Oh. It's so good. Well, I've got another video to shoot, but check out this playlist for more Japanese-style pasta recipes, and I'll catch you in the next one.